the CIA was like, if you have people that you're working with and they can't give you any insight or any connections that will lead us to Osama bin Laden, dump them. So that was the one guy that gave us insights, the doctor. So the doctor that would go down to the border with Afghanistan and Pakistan and work on the terrorists that came across the border, were, trying to find out from him where Osama bin Laden was. And so the CIA eventually got to the point where they believed where his compound was. So this doctor went there. This doctor that I, in this case, I was working with, he went there and did the test and gave him some shots and stuff and said, let me look at your tongue. And they got tongue suppressors on all the kids and put them in a little baggie, and they brought them back, and they found the DNA of Osama bin Laden on these kids. Now, was that Osama bin Laden that those guys got? I don't know. I'm skeptical, but I wasn't there. I have talked to some of the guys that did the mission because they're some of my old teammates, and they said yes. Their belief was they got Osama bin Laden. So it looked like him. One of their guys blew half his head off. I was in Pakistan during that time frame. I saw the video. It looked like Osama bin Laden, but we know that the guy playing Joe Biden was not Joe Biden. So anyone could be an actor. Did that actor know that he was going to get his head blown off? He probably thought he was good to go. Blown off. He probably thought he was good to go. So bad to choose that one to play. So if that's the case, I doubt it was Osama bin Laden, but maybe it was. Who knows? So his body was taken and dumped at sea. They probably did the DNA test on him, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is no good. Let's dump it at sea." All right. So that's who knows. Who knows, guys? Somebody does, but we're not at this point. Someday we'll get the full picture, but not yet. Don't hold your breath, but it'll come. I'm pretty sure. So China, Pakistan economic corridor. So it was. So let me back up a little bit and get a little ahead of myself. But so after that happened, the doctor was like, "Yay, yay, yay, yay! I'm going to be a hero." And he was going to get like the reward. He's going to be a multi-millionaire. He thought he was going to be like celebrated in Pakistan, and we told him, he's like, "You better get the hell out of there. Pakistan is bad. The government of Pakistan they get some baddies in there." And they arrested him and they put him in jail. He's still in jail, all right, after all this time. So multi-million-dollar fortune's not going to do you any good in jail, guys. So we warned him. And so President Trump, when he was coming in office, he says, Pakistan, they're going to release him, because he was going to withhold their money that we're giving them. We're giving them billions of dollars to fight terrorism. They didn't fight terrorism, just money laundered all that money, and then made it look like they were doing it. And so Trump's like, I'm gonna take that away. And just like we said, China's going to come in. If we leave, China's going. So they knew China was right there, and they're like, F you, he's staying in jail. And so China came in. So that's where China is now. So since 2020, all right, China has been coming in massively. They're their arms supplier now. We used to be. So we earn money, obviously, from supplying them with arms. Now China gets that money. So the two countries engage in frequent high-level military exchanges and joint exercises. In September 2025, last month, they signed the Joint Action Plan for going through 2029, a roadmap aimed at deepening their security cooperation. So we're out of the picture, all right? Which I'm telling you, that's not a bad thing, all right? Pakistan sucks bad, all right? I spent a lot of time in Pakistan. People, great people, but political situation there is super bad, right? Now, voting. So I read this one new article by David Clements, Professor David Clements, and it is fascinating, and he is on point. So Leviathan's tentacles, Dominion voting sacrificed. Meet the new tentacle replacing it, Liberty Vote. So he talks about how Liberty Vote and the people heading up Liberty Vote, the head guy in Liberty Vote, took over Dominion, and he's being held as like conservative. He's going to make everything right. He said he was going to come in and from the bottom up, he was going to replace everything. And David Clements exposed that he sent an email to all the people working at Dominion who are very corrupt, obviously. He basically said, business as usual, hold where you're at. So he lied. He was going to do it from the bottom up, clean it out. So the baddies that are in there that caused the problems, guys, are still going to be there, right? And then he exposes that this guy that's taken over is not a really good guy, right? Not a really good guy. So we need basically a day. We need to just like kick that guy out. F you. You're out of there, right? President Trump needs to go, we're just going to do one-day voting on paper, and we'll have our people in place, and we'll make it it needs to be a national holiday, voting day. It needs to be a friggin' national holiday so that people can have time off to go vote, right? It's friggin' important, extremely important. So presidential, everything, come on. So if we get that, I think the midterms will be exceptional. Now we're probably going to see different things that are going to happen over the next several months that are really going to start to push this, I believe. And whoever this is that's running this, who knows? Maybe they'll be given marching orders, or maybe they'll be given, this is the way it's going to be, and you're going to do this, right? Kind of like what's happening right now with YouTube, right? So this is the way it's going to be. You're going to start letting free speech happen again. And so I'm seeing all my old bros and sisters coming back into YouTube. I'm liking it. So it is, and I feel like I was one of the first ones back and paving the way. So it's been really good. And there's been people that have been suing YouTube and getting money, and that's perfect too, because YouTube's finding out it's not very beneficial for them to go and suppress free speech like they did for 4 years. I don't think we're going to get the Democrats back in office ever again in a high position. And I think that we're going to continually clean out the Democrats. This coming election on November 4th for the governorships of Virginia and New Jersey, they're starting to really shift to turning red, guys. And of course, Virginia's already red, but there's like a very strong Democrat that's in Virginia. Of course, she's former CIA. And she's not looking so good, and the same thing in New Jersey. So we need more. We need more Republicans, good Republicans, not rhinos, of course, that start taking over positions. And I think that's what we're seeing. So good job for David Clements, exposing that so people don't have, because I was like, oh, good. Dominion is going to be taken over by conservative. But I was kind of skeptical. I was like, it's that easy? So David Clements is exposing, no, it's not that easy. It's basically, don't look here. We're cutting off this tentacle, and the other tentacle's coming around, and taking its place. So that's kind of what I think is he's trying to expose, and I think he's correct and accurate. So this is good. David Clements obviously was suppressed quite a bit as well, and he's coming back out. So a lot of the people that were exposing, that were under the thumb for last 4 years, are the thumbs off, and now they're coming out and exposing really, really good information. So it's very, very important. So China and Venezuela, right? In Venezuela, they've been there for decades, right? Because we've seen that Venezuela has been going downhill for decades, and China has been influential there. Of course, they get the oil trade. They provide financial support, and China securing oil resources, advancing its global geopolitical strategy, because they need oil basically to exist. And if they don't have that oil, then it starts to fail. So Trump is probably, you're not going to get oil from us. You guys are corrupt, and you're trying to take over the world and be baddies. All right, we're not going to play. And so they're going to other places. Venezuela, one of the massive oil, company or countries in the world. Of course, that has gone massively downhill, a fraction of what it used to be when American oil companies were in there helping them. So they don't have that engineering influence anymore, and the correct wherewithal to get that oil out of the ground. Now, Venezuela also has massive lithium, rare earth, and I think gold and silver, all kind of crazy stuff. But it is that country is a mess. It's not going to come out of the ground anytime soon unless they get really good people in there like they could from the United States, right? And I'm not saying everybody in the United States is perfect, obviously, but if we move forward and start to create trade that is balanced and that mutually beneficial, we're gonna change the world structure, and it really is about economics, guys. So if you don't have good trade, if you allow communists to come in like China and Venezuela, communists, and the Biden administration, which was communist, moving us towards communism, it would have been a collapse of the world. I mean, but now we have hope. President Trump is in. We have merit-based companies and so forth that are very active again in building. I think there's a strong possibility that after we have the market crash, from that point on, clearing the deck, taking down the Federal Reserve, silver and gold standard back again, I think that America could be a super powerhouse going forward. And we'll be able to have all those technologies that have been suppressed by the deep state come out, and it will light up the world, guys, in more ways than one. Free energy and all kind of crazy stuff. So Venezuela's debt to China is estimated at $13 billion as of April 2025. So again, China is vampiring Venezuela, and they're going to vampire every place. I've seen this all over the world. The China communists are vampires, and communism is vampirism, right? So, and that's what the deep state Democrats and rhinos want to take us to, because it's always in a communist system. The elite are the ones that have the advantages. They live like kings and queens of old. So this no kings is like these communists. You're trying to create the kings again, right? They're not wearing crowns, but they have more than the kings used to of old in a communist situation, right? This has been exposed everywhere. Billionaires, Maduro family, they're all billionaires and all over the world hiding it, right? So it is being exposed. President Trump is doing an excellent job, and his team. I hope this helps you guys see a bigger picture. I bring my experience in where I can, as much as I can, but I've seen this stuff for a long time. Communism doesn't work, obviously. You should know that by now. And shame on all those morons in the No Kings rallies that are trying to bring in this stupidity communism. It never works, never ever, and it's vampirism. All right, guys. Lots of love. Stay in love vibration, and I'll see you guys next time.